maybe some of our competitors, they're not even selling the tissue. They're like, oh, we'll give you an isolation. And we're like, well, why can't I get it? And they're like, well, because it's such short demand right now, it's more profitable for us to isolate it and sell you the vials rather than give you the entire tissue. And I'm just like, are you serious?
It's funny because ever since, I think I remember, it was like 6 months or a year ago you told me about the proposition. And so now every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some lung.
Yeah, you already know, huh?
Like, I can, like, I'm like, because I
We can do this. I'm telling you.
I'm down. No, I'm excited.
You told me about the proposition. And so now every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some lung.
Yeah, you already know, huh?
I was like, where is this? I was like, where's my guy who can play with the tissue? I was like, because they're like trying to sort it, and I was like, I'm like picking up some more, like, you know, they're like, well, can you show us a sample from today? And I'm like, I was like, is this a really bad day for us? And
I remember you mentioned that there was one that day.
and it was like one bad sample. It was like a 16-year-old kid.
Please go on.
It was like a 16-year-old kid, so we just had to hurry up. Whereas like other days, it's like more intact, where it's like maybe only like an arm that's
I would imagine
disarticulated. Other days, it's like more intact, where it's like maybe only like an arm that's
I would imagine
disarticulated.
between most weeks, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, anywhere between
That's what I
5 and
told
10
her.
samples a week.
See?
I mean, just between Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
Typical.
And that's what I was telling you. Like, we like 30 to 50 is like a good number for the month. Like, easy.
Easy. Okay.
Easily.
That's another reason.
Wow.
See?
No, that's phenomenal. I mean, you're going to be busy.
But he's the one that likes to play with Pocket. I was like, where?
You put them with Glenda.
I know. I was like, no, Linda was the one who took out the tissue for, and we were all like there, like, well, here's like the lungs, here's the kidneys, and I was like, but where's? He's like the one that does like all of this. We had 17-week twins in the freezer because we're waiting for feeder home to pick them up.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, I'm sorry, you can't see them. They were like the most intact because it was a fetal anomaly. The conjoined twins. I was like, I'm sorry, we put formalin in there, so it's all like dark white. And it's not clear. It's not like something you can see. And he goes, oh, but I was like, but it's really cool though. There's like 3 legs and like 2 spinal cords. And
I'd be
like,
down to see that. That would be pretty cool.